The newest DST update adds a new item called the Embalming Spritz, crafted with beeswax and pure heart that you can use to wax or scare plants into the current stage they're in forever. They won't get bright shades, they won't grow, you can't pick them, etc. They're purely decorative. This adds a ton of new decoration options, like an insane amount. And in this video, I'm gonna show a bunch of them and fill out these little example builds here as I do it to show what you could do with them in your own builds. Since plants can be waxed even if they're picked and they'll stay that way forever, you can use picked monkey tails or grass to act as a sort of short grass in your builds that isn't too eye-catching, but helps add some depth to the build. They blend in really nicely with pretty much anything that's already got some green in it, or yellow for regular grass, but I like the monkey tails more. Farm plants can be waxed in any stage of their growth. Full, medium, small, even just the seeds planted in the ground, which gives a lot of options just for crops alone. Here's some of my favorite of the different crop stages, but genuinely you can do any of them. The types of builds you could do with this are pretty limitless, but as an example, here's some potatoes in some sort of crop cellar. Speaking of crops, if you're willing to work around fruit flies or seed RNG, you can even wax forget-me-lots in their blooming stage, where they look really pretty, and they won't actually bolt like they would normally, so they're just nice pretty flowers forever. A little garden like this would look nice most anywhere. Try using forget-me-lots in flower pots too. When plants wither in the summer heat, saplings have a unique sprite that isn't used anywhere else, a little shriveled version of it that, in my opinion, looks pretty nice. Even when autumn, they'll still stay withered if you've waxed them. You can use this pretty much anywhere you would normally just use regular saplings. Speaking of saplings, tree saplings, as in planted versions of their seeds, can also be waxed. This can add variety in places you would normally just use the regular trees. Twiggy trees are kind of ugly, if I'm being honest. Most of their growth stages don't look very good, and they drop twigs everywhere. But you can wax them in the large state, and they'll never cycle around again, and they'll never drop twigs on the ground. You can use this in places where you don't really want a full-on lush tree or lush greenery, but you don't want it to be ugly either, like a desert, for example. Instead of waxing giant crops one by one using one beeswax each time, you can use the Embalming Spritz to wax a ton of them, I think 50 in total with one Embalming Spritz, as long as you keep them in the ground. There's a lot of things you can do with this, but my first thought would be a pumpkin patch. You could do it with watermelons too, but giant carrots could also look really nice near bunnymen. To finish this off with something small, marble trees. You can wax them. They'll keep their pattern and stage forever. You can make fun patterns with them this way, or use them like pillars to complement your walls. I hope these ideas can inspire you to make your own interesting builds using these elements. The Embalming Spritz is really cool, but I wanted to show some of the less obvious uses of it. It's obviously a good bright shade repellent, but you can do a lot more with it than just that. Thank you for watching. This video is kind of experimental, so tell me in the comments if you enjoy it. Thank you. Goodbye.